Welcome to Mango Bay. Today we are talking about our boy Hasan coming under fire from the New Yorker. Also, we're talking about India possibly assassinating a Khalistani activist in Canada, perhaps.
LOL?
Pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. Tune in. Get on the Patreon as well. See you there.
Banger.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango
Bay.
Welcome to Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, one-stop shop for South Asian recklessness. We are two best boys, Usama, Siddiquee,
Pranav, Behari.
two comedians in the freaking New York world space, bringing you the wild stories, the goof, the hangama, the tamasha, the jungly. First story, we always do a little jungly story.
What do you got for
Some
me?
wild story on the way here, my guy.
Ooh, Usama in Transit. Classic.
Always.
Classic in the genre of
Maybe
jungly
it's-
tales.
Maybe it's my eye, and it just attracts. It's like a portal to crazy. Who the
Well
heck
said.
knows?
It's your most flirtatious attribute because it looks like you're always winking at people.
The amount of homeless men that have started jacking off after seeing me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in the G train going down. See my boys hang out, do a little mango. You know, fun day, excited, pumped, and I hear this guy sit down. And activist voice, right? Activist energy.
Oh, no.
Right. So he's like, not in a bad way. Kind of like, he's like grumbling to himself. He's like, yo, they didn't stop the white women. They stopped me on the subway. They didn't stop the white women. They stopped me at the subway. Nothing crazy. Just sort of just like guy talking to himself. I'm like, I'm feeling this guy a little bit. Like I think something was wrong to him.
What a compassionate person you are. I would have moved several cars away. As soon as I see the guy talking to himself in a charged way,
I
I'm like,
edged closer and I started stroking his thigh. I was like, so tell me about
more.
this cop. So he's like, yeah, this cop fucking, came in at me. White girl got away. Got me. And I was like, he wasn't crazy yet.
Because that could be describing anything. Could be like, that white girl got away because the cop stopped me. That's like
From doing the thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So he was talking about like jumping the turnstile. He's like, I jumped the turnstile. She jumped the turnstile. The cop got me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I feel for this guy a little bit. Like he's, the white woman got away from doing the same crime.
Right.
And then he was like, it's cops. Fucking spick-ass devils.
No. Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, shit, what a twist. This guy is a total
God.
racist black dude.
Yeah.
There's more. So then he goes, spick-ass devils. And I started laughing. He burst out. I'm like, oh, God, this is hilarious. Immediately I was popped.
Yeah.
You were right the entire time. I look up. It's just like super hairline gone, black dude with the glasses, grizzled.
Yeah.
The shirt said Florida on it. But he's an activist. So it's
Big
like
red flag.
It's like Florida black activist.
Yeah.
We got like Tallahassee coats over here. You know what I'm saying? And he's angry. And then he starts like, then like the guy between us leaves.
Yeah.
So now there's just like an undirected, like just a conduit between us. There's like an energy shifting now. And he starts like kind of sidling over. And then, thank God, Bedford Nostrum came up and I just walked up and walked away. Before it was going to level 2. It was going to level 2.
Because he sidled over to you.
Sidled.
He wanted to really confide in you or target you. Because when you're that pissed off and you've had some kind of injustice, presumably that is what happened, right? Maybe you want to take it out anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The world is your enemy.
And I think before I was getting this more, dude, I used to be way skinnier. I think people used to look
Now
at
that
me.
you're lifting.
Dude, now that I got 35s in the
Drinking
belt.
your milk.
Hello. Sorry, other Indians. Y'all are gay now. I'm not gay anymore.
Now that you stopped eating just a bagel every day.
Joe had to parkour to attack me right there. Great job, Joe. You feel happy? To fucking ruin his whole setup's in shambles so he could call me skinny once. Yeah, I was a skinny bitch, and I still am kind of. But before those guys would really be fucking, like I would give them a look, and they would really be like,
No,
okay.
you looked like a target back then.
I did, dude.
You know what I mean? Because you were just tall enough where they weren't going to feel guilty about it, but you were skinny enough where they're like, I can take this guy. Like, I can take this guy.
I was 6'2", which is the anger of all 5'9s,
Yeah.
And all homeless guys are 5'9", I mean, basically. and they were just I was getting into a lot of issues, and then he looked at me kind of and it was like, there's more of a should I or should I not? Will it's definitely a will they won't they situation.
Do you think you could have taken him?
You think so? You think you can, bro?
Yeah.
And we all think we can now because we're fighters now. We're Muay Thai, and I just don't think you can beat a homeless guy.
Because they have nothing to lose.
I don't think they have nerve endings.
Yeah, I
dude,
mean, they've gone through it. They've gone through. Yeah, they're like.
They don't have any more.
Yeah, they're a
receptors,
walking callus. You know what I mean?
They're one big boil.
Yeah.
And you can't beat a boil, dude. I don't know how much you try. There's like a plus 10 resistance just baked in.
I'm more afraid that I could totally kick this guy's ass because he's probably all fucked up.
Yeah.
But my hands are gonna smell.
I do. That's the other thing. It's like, all the other bigotry comes out. You're like, oh, I don't want his blood on me.
Nothing is worse.
I don't want to catch something.
Nothing is worse than giving money and he wants to give you a fucking full hand dab.
Yeah.
Full open face palm dab. You're like,
dude.
what do you think?
Oh, God.
What?
Okay, so speaking of that,
Bro!
speaking of that, can I just bring something up? Can we stop buying weed from bodegas? Can we stop it? It's bad for weed. It's bad for the fucking bodegas.
I'm with you.
Okay, dude, I was
shit
at a
weed, by the way.
bodega.
It's shit weed.
It's like Monsanto
shit
weed. First
weed.
of all, it's like straight up Monsanto weed. And there's like a 6-year-old bodega worker who's like a weed sommelier now. This happened just like 2 days ago. Like a fucking weed sommelier, and he's like, "Oh, do you want the fucking you want the blueberry aneurysm, or do you want the grape chaos?" You know what I mean? It's like Monsanto. It's like the Four Loko of weed, basically, right?
It's not weed, bro. They lace it with some of that
It's
shit,
like
bro.
fucking oregano with a little bit of fucking meth sprinkled on it.
This
You know
shit's
what I mean?
called Barbie Dreamhouse.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the most gnarly names. It's truly the Four Loko of weed.
Horrific.
And first of all, I'm just trying to buy a pack of gum at the bodega. It's taking 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For these two dudes to like, yo, what about this? What about that? Like, it's a really refined affair of like, listen, you're getting the same horrible, like GMO shit or whatever, right? So they're done with me, and it's like affecting the bodega now too, right? Because the way this guy operates as a bodega, it's like now he's part drug dealer too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to buy a gum. I'm like Dentine Ice. He's like, you should try the Dentine watermelon. I'm like, it's not fucking weed, bro. It's just gum. And then the worst part of it is, I swear to God, when he went to give me my change, he folded it up and tried to dap it to me like it was a fucking drug deal.
The double look.
Yeah, and
The
I was
double
like, I don't want this. This makes it feel disgusting and
Stupid,
dirtier. Like, don't dap me up with the change. Just hand me the change like a normal fucking bodega.
I like the idea of them like doing drug dealer practices, but for a very legal
It's
operation.
literally what they're doing. It's like a legal thing now, but it's gum.
You give him the money. He's like, all right, go talk to Tony Two Toes outside.
Exactly.
He's gonna lead you to the fucking trash can. Whether you go inside, pick one can. That's it. This is legal, bro. That's so dumb. That's so hilarious, bro. The one. I guess you look like a weed head. I guess.
No, I mean,
Are they trying to like be like, oh, this guy looks?
I
like he knows
don't
the weed.
really. I've got shorter hair now. I'm like pretty.
I'm wondering
I
why
have
they
good
went
upper
full
body,
blast.
visible upper body strength. You know what I mean? I don't look like a fucking stoner.
I was in the garment district yesterday, and there was just a weed
panties?
store next to a weed store across the street from a weed store. I'm like, bubble's got to burst.
Yeah,
if these were liquor stores, you'd be like, what the fuck is
I
happening?
know, dude. Seriously.
Joe, you have two garments. Why are you in the garment district?
He was getting one of his fish T-shirts hemmed up, altered.
Could I get this tailored, please? Could I?
They're gonna take all my fish shirts and turn them into an AIDS quilt.
Could I get the bust of this fish shirt hemmed, please? Thank you, my good man. Some Italian man is like, oh, it's a very nice fish shirt. It's a original.
An AIDS quilt made of fish. If ever there was a community that fucked less, a straighter, more virginal community than fish, I don't know it.
Yeah, Joe going to the garment district getting an AIDS shirt. Okay, sure, Joe. Sure.
But you're right. There's weed everywhere. It's disgusting, dude. It's like,
I need my finest tailor for
it's
this.
like, how
orange
is this
beanie.
considered cool anymore?
What?
Weed.
Oh yeah, weed's
know what I
done.
mean?
If you're a kid smoking weed now, you're a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
And you're using it to help your Adderall addiction or something.
Yeah, you're using it to balance out the Adderall. You don't know how many friends I have who are on like 5 different psychiatric medications, but
Growing
they're
up?
also huge stoners.
Yeah, because they
And
had
I'm
to.
like, I'm like, what the fuck?
So they got to normal.
I mean,
was
that
happening.
can't. That's not doing good for any part of your mental health. To then also,
I don't think Adderall is even good. I don't think ADHD should be treated unless it's very extreme. But these kids are fucking getting it. these kids look away 1 second. Their mom's like, ah! They give them 20 years of Adderall.
And it's in the vape form now, so kids just love it.
That's cool.
Wait, weed?
No, Adderall.
Yeah,
Adderall.
weeds.
Yeah.
Oh, weed is in vape form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adderall in vape form
So you can do it anywhere.
would destroy our country.
Yeah, it's not good to have. I mean,
Do you still smoke weed, Joe?
once in a while.
Yeah.
I have weed in my backpack, so
What kind?
once a month. That's just in a little one hitter that I've had since I was 18.
Sure. Yeah. I got a pen. But yeah, weed was subversive back then. Now it's like it's so lame.
Yeah.
Every drug is legal. What can a kid do to be cool now?
That's exactly it. It's like, who the fuck's cool?
Who the fuck's cool anymore? Ketamine, I guess, is the new cool drug. If you're
Weed should
ketamine.
definitely be legal
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
because alcohol is so much worse.
It
and
is
it's
way
legal.
worse.
But also, I don't think it's really benefiting society that much to have it legal. I mean,
What,
just
alcohol?
more
No, it
weed.
doesn't.
More people
Oh.
are just going to smoke weed. Is that what
Yeah.
we want?
Yeah.
Is
I'm
more
with you.
high
I
people.
mean, again, before, the ritual's gone. I made some close friends.
Well, it's like the people who should be smoking the weed aren't.
Like
You
you,
know
mean
what
like
I
the
I-
OxyContin?
Maybe some people at the
addicts?
Pentagon should be like fucking taking a hit here and there. You know what I mean?
ISIS. Have you heard?
Yeah.
It calms you down.
But instead, no, it's just like the normal people who would.
Or maybe that's them on weed. Like if they weren't doing it, they'd
Yeah.
blow up Russia.
Dude, I saw a video the other day of a guy, and this is his wedding ceremony, was him shotgunning a blunt to his wife. That's what it was. I was like, this is fucking. That's so retarded. Like, how?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
cringe on so many levels.
we're becoming more cringe as a society.
Yeah.
You know, I think TikTok and Instagram are making us into a one average level of cringe.
That's exactly right.
And when brown people do it, when I hear the word cringe, bro, I can't.
Oh
take
god,
it,
yeah,
dude.
I know,
Dude, because now, because everyone's becoming black, right? Because black is TikTok culture, right?
Yeah.
So now you got like the villagiest village kids, like, hey, home slice.
Yeah.
But the lungi.
That's mid, bro.
That's mid, bro. And he's like a wheat farmer.
I know.
It's like, bro.
And I just always want to grab Indians like in India and shake them, and be like, do not be like this.
Stop.
Do not be like us.
TikTok is too
Okay.
accessible.
Yeah.
Modi,
Modi,
do the thing where you stop TikTok.
Look, they banned TikTok in India
Didn't they,
a
right?
while back. Yeah.
Now there's Rizzle or something.
But it's like, yeah, but they have reels and shit still. And it's like, you do not want India to be influenced culturally by America.
We're
It's
doing-
not
trust
a good
me,
thing.
Trust me. We're dumb.
We're
It's
dumb.
China, first of all. Have you heard this thing about China putting science videos on?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And they're killing us. They're killing us, dude.
Yeah.
Shit. Anyway.
It must be weird going from being poor to industrialization and then right to social media.
I know. Well, I
There's
used to
no-
make this
Yeah.
point about social media. I used to try this as a joke where I'm like, India should not have social media yet because you can't go from aerogram air letters
Right.
to immediately being able to DM some rando in Ohio. You know what I mean? That's where like the Bobs and Vagine culture really comes
Because
from.
people were writing that too before. Indians were writing about that. Like, can you please send
Yeah.
Bob's
Yeah.
and Vegine? And it was like
Kind
6 7
sir / madam. If you can.
Can you please perhaps? Thanks you. It's THX.
But it's like too quick. You know what I mean? There's no intermediate steps there to get them equipped for social. Even we're not equipped for social media in the West. You know?
My dad asked for a mom's face. Remember that on a letter, and almost got
it was
ghosted.
scandalous.
Almost got ghosted, and I almost got not made because my dad's horny ass. Jesus Christ! How many kids didn't get made because Indians lack a game sometimes, man? Oh my God. But yeah, it's bad for the fucking brain. I use it. We use it, and it's the worst thing I've ever. It's the worst thing in my part of my day is social media.
It is the worst. It's truly the worst.
Speaking of which, someone
speaking of
just-
which, subscribe to my YouTube channel. By the way, I'm trying to
Oh, yeah.
post more on there.
Same here. I have some crowd work stuff. I'm like, you know what? Let me do some YouTube.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. It's we'll see. We'll see.
Follow my YouTube too. The Cheese Show.
Go for it, dude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. At the Cheese Show or at Cheese Show.
If you just type in Cheese Show, it's the first thing that comes up.
That's
Cannot believe-
good.
I cannot believe that you have
Good
that
for
kind
you.
of SEO power.
Yeah.
Time to fucking fuck that up.
No one
dude.
claimed it.
No.
No
for
one
some
was talking about
reason.
cheese yet. Apparently. Holy shit. Are you running out of cheeses, bro?
No way. There's 10,000 cheeses.
Oh god, but you're not gonna get into the weird ones that give you like diarrhea.
Yeah. When are you gonna get around to dick cheese?
Oh yeah.
You know. Have you ever had head cheese?
Ugh. In the words of Seinfeld, the words head and cheese should never be in the same sentence.
Is that a joke? It's a pretty good joke. Pretty good joke. Story time.
Oh yeah, let's get into it. We got something
Story
spicy.
time.
Friend of the show, Hasan Minhaj.
Who we love.
We love him.
Bada
All the
bhai.
Browns be loving Hasan.
Yeah, we love
You
us.
know?
Oh, he's
Coming under some fire by the New Yorker.
yeah. They're What a hit piece. New Yorkers never really doing hit pieces like that.
I was shocked. Well, let's talk about the story a little bit. It was the article was called "The Emotional Truths of Hasan Minhaj."
Did New Yorker wake up and is like actually identify as a New York Post today?
Yeah.
Because it came at that's a New York Post energy, bro.
I feel like it's just like the Browns are coming up too fast. We
You
need
think
to
that's what
put
it
them in
is?
their
And
place.
they're kind of put some stuff on.
Yeah.
I just think that if they're gonna do some hit piece, at least throw in a pun. It wasn't even because New Yorker isn't fun about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
Emotional truths.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
The New Yorker's never going to be. That's not a
You
place
know?
for fun stuff.
Go
you
in my
know?
post. You know.
Yeah, but it was I was very interested. I mean, I don't know. What did you make of the story?
LOL.
Yeah.
I love. I mean, first of all, New Yorker is just like so hilarious for even doing this. Like they put like 4 different Hassans on the picture. You know. What I'm saying?
I'm like
so
very.
dramatic.
I was shocked that the
Yeah.
New Yorker did it because the New Yorker. Hassan
Would be
should be
loved by
like
them.
should be beloved. He should be the darling of a publication like the New Yorker. That's why I was very intrigued. I was like, where is this article actually coming from?
Right.
Like who
But
decided?
here's the thing: Shane Gillis is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Hassan's getting attacked.
Yeah.
Time for the cum jokes to make a return.
I know.
Time for Joe to become a pedophile again.
Again, it's
We're
true.
bringing it back. Dude, first of all, I think it's dumb as fuck. I don't think any. So here's the story. Jesus Christ. Okay. So basically, Hassan got kind of flamed on New Yorker for like basically they're positing that all his stories are fake. Every one of his stories are fake.
Well, he admitted that he made up the
Right.
stories.
So we had stories like his they got sent anthrax in the mail by the government. That his daughter sniffed. I mean,
And he had to
whoa.
hospitalize his daughter.
Now that they're fake, I'm just like laughing now.
Yeah, that he got like assaulted by a cop.
By a cop.
That
The
wasn't
FBI
true.
doxed him.
The Saudis were out to get him
His last special, the white girl, he got rejected by the white girl, his family
On the
for being
doorstep.
Muslim.
On the doorstep.
That's fake. Basically everything. His name's Jack.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you know that. That's crazy. This
That is
comes
wild.
off. He's in brown
It's
face.
true.
His name's Jack Preacher. Yeah, bro. I could give a fuck that it's all fake, man. If you are doing comedy, then I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
every comedian jokes and embellishes their
Now
bits.
it's hilarious because it's like, you know what it is? He's like so emphatic about it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, anthrax. Whoa.
Yeah.
So when that level of emphaticness,
Yeah.
like the guy who's like maybe I've done this sometimes where I'm like, we got to meet at 10:30, bro. We got to meet at 10:30. We have to.
Right.
And then I come at 10:40, and
I
you're like,
know.
what the fuck was that about then?
I know.
I think that's what we're doing with us a little bit. Like, what? Okay, but all those hand motions.
You know what? Why I think people
what?
were upset is because, every comedian lies, right, and embellishes to get laughs, but he was not embellishing to get laughs per se.
Yep.
He was embellishing to get like sympathy and to
hugs.
make some kind of, you know what I mean? Because
He's making up oppression.
basically, yeah. That was the kind of that. I think that's why people were pissed.
I get why they're pissed, right?
Because it's not like his bits. He's not the comedian's comedian who's like
Right.
out there just telling the dick jokes,
Yes.
right? He's a guy who's like, no, I'm out here. I'm a symbol. I'm leading a movement kind of thing, right?
Right.
He gets really into politics. And so he's like, this is a racist, oppressive
Yes.
place for
Yes.
Indian Muslims. So, so if you're like anthrax, we had to send my daughter to the hospital. Like, it's not like that got followed by like a
Yes.
fire bit where there were laughs. You know what I mean? People were
That's what I'm
laughing
saying.
at that, right?
I like the idea of like there's like some congruent, like we're all mad at Hassan.
Yeah.
There's some guy also right now mad at Daniel Tosh being like, he didn't actually rape those people.
I know, exactly.
What? I can't.
He's not a pedophile? What the fuck is going on?
I can't. Yeah, that's hilarious to me, right? Okay, comedians don't owe you any truth.
That's exactly true.
Zero. He didn't say politician yet, Hassan. He didn't say that. He said, come to my show. Come to my show.
Yeah.
Show. Right?
Show. Not
They're
rally, show.
Exactly. They're not actually sawing the woman in half. How about that?
Right.
Right? Show. So, moot point, nothing matters after that.
Yes.
Now there's nuance though, right? Like, okay, you're right. If the anthrax was followed by like, and fucks
Yeah.
or something fun.
I know. It was like, and then I snorted it because I like cocaine or whatever.
Yes, then I snorted it in front of my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're fucking wild for that.
Yeah,
Hassan.
I mean, the problem is it wasn't the things that he lied about weren't there to get laughs, which is usually why you can get it. You can do that with bits, right?
You know what's so funny is like like people are getting angry for jokes. Now they're getting angry for Oz.
Yeah.
Now they're getting angry for silent moments. It's like, what? Do you all think that we are like titans of business and geopolitics? Like, what is that? How shitty our leadership is now that we're just the only recourse?
Yeah, I know. I don't know
Like-
why comedians need to be
like.
at the center of
Like
anything.
people do it for us naturally. We don't even say it.
I know.
I think it's chicken or egg, but I think really people are the chicken. It's like they vault us to this status.
But you know, this is kind of the problem,
then-
right? Is that like because comedians have now been put into the fore of like, oh,
They've been put in,
they're
bro.
thinkers and
Yeah.
like they're people who should be making points. It's like, yeah, that then probably shaped Hasan's own decision of the kind of comedy he wanted to pursue, right? Because he's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm a brown person. I can't just make dick jokes or whatever, right? We all say dick jokes, but whatever, like just regular, just observational comedy or whatever, right? It's got to be like based around my identity in a way, and how do I make that spicy,
and that's fine.
right?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's just like that's we're all conditioned by this, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we run a South Asian themed podcast, right? And like that's because we couldn't just be like, oh, we're just gonna be two funny guys
Right.
doing a podcast. It's like, oh no, we're gonna do this now because this is how media is it's all highly segmented now,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So
I mean, dude, it's like, it's like, I want to punch the guy who was like, I want to teep the guy. Actually, I'm gonna teep him.
teep him.
I'm gonna give him a little like, to the guy who was like, I don't know who started it, but he was like, you know, comedians are actually the modern day philosophers, dude. I don't know if you guys know that. Some guy said that, and then it just became a thing.
I mean, yeah, it's like, look, it started with it all began because the actual media sucks at their job.
Yeah,
And then Jon Stewart came along and was like both hilarious
Yeah.
and like a pretty astute political observer. And then people are like, well, this is where we should get our news,
They couldn't merge the two because people in general can't understand dualism in some way. It's all binary for people usually. Like smart guy who's smart, who's funny.
Yeah.
No, funny guys are dumb oafs, and smart guys are, you know, like shills.
boring.
And they
kills.
couldn't lock it in. Jon Stewart really fucked it up for all of us. You know, he was just so funny and so smart.
He was.
And then he's like disgusted with it. And he just left. And then he's left us with all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart should be legally mandated to keep doing what he's doing.
I am still very curious though. Who was the person who was like,
Yep.
we need to do this piece on Hasan Minhaj?
Yeah.
Like I'm
'Cause,
always very curious.
Bro,
about
it wasn't
that.
even like a timing hit piece. Like, oh, that's timed Louis' thing to right when he's getting the
He's
movie.
got a movie coming on. Louis at the peak of his fame and
know,
his power, right?
The left wing sharpshooter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? No, we can't do this for justice. It has to be justice timed right for
Exactly.
for the highest hit points.
Exactly.
We want a critical hit, crit hit. And so there was no crit hit coming. So like, what the fuck was this about?
I'm very curious about.
Do you want to shit on his kid?
like
that's
why,
on the way.
Yeah, why did they decide to do this piece? There wasn't any. I mean, I guess
You
he's
know,
got a
we
new tour coming up, right?
Yeah. So what? You want to fuck up the tour?
Yeah.
Tours never get fucked up by news because tours are just your fans.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying?
That's exactly right. So I'm
Could
just
he-
curious, like who decided, like, ooh, time to take down Hasan? Which again, very curious to me. It's a very weird cultural moment in a sense because, again, the fact that the New Yorker, which is a darling, which should be all in on somebody like Hasan,
Right.
right? Because he all of his views are very companionable to a New Yorker
I
audience.
think so.
you
Yeah.
know what
I think there was
mean?
probably a piece about him before that was like Hasan is God or something. You
So
know?
it's very curious that the New Yorker would be.
It's a rogue. It's a rogue journalist. You know,
There are no
came out-
rogue journalists anymore. Not in the New Yorker.
Sure,
you know what I
sure.
mean?
There's that last rogue journalist, and he uses his powers not to stop the Syrian war,
Right.
but to attack, our guy. Or it was maybe
The man with the hands, you know? Why? You coming for Hasan when you got all this other stuff happening over here?
Why was Hasan?
I'm just a guy who likes sneakers.
Why was Hasan not the main character of Coda? Can we talk about that? Motherfucker's on sign language the entire time. Dude, or it could have been a doctor who Bina was angry at or something, and then he's like, "I'll ruin your husband's life." You think it's some sort of like side thing, like at a party where he wasn't nice to somebody?
I don't know. That's why that's the real story to me. Is like why the New Yorker decided to actually write the piece.
I couldn't tell you. That's why I'm positing ideas that could never happen.
Right.
I haven't heard the bits though.
What's that?
Does it like?
I mean,
does
that-
he just like blow past these things, or is it like a huge?
No,
it's like
these
they're
are
not
long
really
stories.
like. The thing is, they're not exactly bits. in
Okay,
the
okay,
sense, you know
I'll
what
tell
I
you.
mean?
So basically, he does one woman show. Whoa, okay,
Yeah.
he looks great. He's hot. He's hot. He does this one man show, which I opened for. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Where first of all, he's killing. He's killing for his crowd. I looked at this when I was like opening for him. I was like, this is awesome for his crowd. What he's doing, he found it. He's doing it.
Yeah.
I was very proud of my guy, and I was like, this is funny. This is like he's like a very engaging performer. I was impressed. AF. It's not just comedy though, bro. So it's like he's like doing this shit where he's like, you know, he'll be like, you know, Game of Thrones reference, and then light will go off, spotlight, and that's when I knew I loved my wife.
Right.
You know, so he has like these contrasts where the story leads to these very serious moments. Spotlight, look up. You know, when you're feeling, you're like, holy shit, your daughter got sent anthrax.
So it is straight up lies, not in service of a bit.
Jesus Christ,
Joe.
Joe, do you never lie
What's
when
up?
you do stand up? Joe doesn't ever
of
say
course,
anything.
of course. All my jokes, but I'm like,
Joe doesn't actually have a favorite food.
I do absurd comedy though. That's fake, super fake.
This
That
is
they're
like,
jokes.
This is like a New Yorker having a hit piece. Like, does Joe Russell even have a favorite food?
Joe Russell apparently doesn't even have a stomach.
Joe Russell hasn't eaten since 1995. What's going on there? New Yorker is an expose.
No, I mean, look, you're right. They weren't things that were said in service of getting laughs. They were things that were in service of getting like sympathy and
Is that a
things
problem?
like that.
No one would get angry if Hasan lied a story about giving a blumpkin to somebody. They'd be like, oh, ha, 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 weirdo. But because it's race-based, it has this, power in the discourse. That's something.
Look, the story to me, because look, yeah, I think whatever. Like, is it a fuck up? Yeah. Is it that big a deal? Nah. But is why the New Yorker is doing it? Like, what compelled them to pursue the article? That is something that I really want to find out about. I really want to learn about where the origins of it were, because like nobody's going after Hannah Gadsby.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure. For big straights.
And I'm not saying that they do the exact same thing, but like they're there to be more emotionally and politically charged as performers, right? They're not necessarily driven by the laugh per se, right? So what about Hannah Gadsby? Hannah Gadsby went and got money from the Sacklers to do a shitty one-man show in Brooklyn, right? The fucking opioid kings of America.
Right.
The opioid kings of comedy now, right?
Would that be the equivalent of a Hannah coming out as a straight cis man? You know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, I was straight
Well,
man
it
the
would be
entire
like
time.
she had stories in her whatever what was it called Nanette.
Yes.
Where it was like, oh, I got assaulted at a bus stop because
Yes.
some guy's girlfriend was
Yes.
interested in me, right? Like, did that actually happen? I don't know, right? But you don't see anybody from the New Yorker going and investigating that.
Sure.
Right. Instead, you have them investigating Hasan.
Who is the biggest brown guy right now?
And that's what it is. I think the Browns are coming under assault. You know why? Because the Browns, when we start to rise, we don't play it low key. Like the Jews are very successful, but the Jews are like, hey, yeah, no, but let us just do our thing. Indians are like, we are the best now. Suck our dicks. We are the best. Brr, 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 brr. Lick my ass. Let me fuck your girlfriend's pussy. Yes, I want to put my dick everywhere. I'm very out in the open.
And that's just a 7-Eleven guy.
That's the guy who just
He just got the manager position at 7-Eleven.
Who just got his first franchise. You know what I mean? 7-Eleven franchise
He
going.
just won a Sonic. I'm with you completely. I'm Team Hasan. Everyone knows this.
Of course, so am I.
But
I'm highly in support of
but
Hasan. I want to
understand
see him keep thriving.
But it's the brownness too. It's suck our dicks collectively.
Yeah.
First the Jews, then the good Jews. There's no end.
I
is
know.
there? Sorry.
Also, he's a UP boy, so I have extra love for him in that.
Oh yeah, he is.
Dude, again, who the fuck decided that the article needed to happen? Right?
Yeah. Why
Why are they turning on their own? And like, what's the story there? You know what I mean? Because like a lot of journalistic pieces, it's like usually with actual journalism, something happens and then people want to investigate what happened, right? In this case, they're like, no. We're going to start from the other direction and try and dig under and find out, I mean, it's, everybody knew for years that the story in Homecoming King about the prom date and all that stuff was a fabrication, right?
Sure.
Like everybody knew that had been out in the open and everybody had kind of accepted that.
Yeah,
right?
well, one of the stories was like She dated another brown guy. His name was Mahesh
apparently she's
Ding-dong.
married to a brown guy, right?
Yeah.
But again, everybody knew that, so everybody can then pretty intelligently extrapolate. Well, yes, he's not speaking factual truths to everybody, right? He's not out here like he's not a memoirist or whatever, right? He's a performer. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be hard. I'm feeling for Hasan's next special. You know, because he'll be like, I was at the mall the other day, and everyone's like, "Were you, buddy? Were you at the mall?" It's like he's lost all credibility.
Turns out he was on Amazon.
What marketplace? The Amazon marketplace. I just think for a comic, that suspension of disbelief is very important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think him and Steve and Cece are going to go on tour, the 9/11 tour or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, he lied about it and he was in it or something. Listen, it's very important for us people to believe that we're telling the truth because that's where all the comedy gets started.
That's how you generate the investment in order to get the payoff of the laugh.
Obviously, we don't say the truth, you know? But if anyone called it out, like, that's not the truth, if someone just yelled that out during the show, it would ruin the show.
It's a very dangerous precedent because not everybody has a nuanced mind where they're going to be like, well, it's in this case, in this case. No, now they're going to be coming after comedians for any kind of lie,
Anything,
right?
dude.
Which is preposterous.
And,
Yeah, I don't tell one single truth in my entire act.
Yeah.
So that
yeah, Joe is so safe from the story. I've never seen Joe say anything real about his life ever. Which is the fucking move, apparently. You know what I'm saying? There'd be such a character that you could actually do whatever you want and no one actually gets you because that's someone else.
I just hate that people who have no sense of humor are paying so much attention to comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I really can't stand the most.
The many faces.
Yeah.
He's like crying while writing it.
Yeah.
The many faces.
It's just like,
Of
shut the
Hasan
fuck
Minhaj.
up, dude.
It's like, bro, you know what? You know what I hate about these pieces, bro? It's never about the thing because you would then get the people who are at the lowest level doing the thing.
Yes.
Because that's also a story. You always just get the highest guy. You get Jonathan Majors, you know, who was maybe beating, maybe not, I don't know. You get him because he got in Marvel. You get all the people that are just making it.
I know.
And
And
then
you want to bring him down.
ruin their lives.
Dude, it goes back to that Shane Gillis thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you've got the Seth Simons of the world who are not funny and they're inherently envious of people who are funny and who have a bit of riz.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, "Nyeh."
It's all Riz hate.
Yeah.
It's all Riz hate. Wait, hold on. We got to go to the Patreon real quick. We're going to keep talking about this and then do another story.
We're going to talk about
Juicy.
Khalistan.
Come
We
on.
got some juicy shit
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
coming up here.
Patreon.com/Mango Bay. Come on down.
Come on down.
Your mango babe.